Block Dhearg, the Provisional Government of the Irish Republic, to the people of Ireland.
Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom.
Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment, and supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory.
We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible.
The long usurpation of that right by foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished, except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms.
Standing on that fundamental right, and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world. We hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its equalisation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irishman and Irishwoman.
The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all of its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all of its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, and oblivious to the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past, until our arms have brought the opportune moment of establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland, and elected by the suffrages of her men and women. The provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people.
We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it's called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDermott, Thomas McDonough, P.H. Pearce, Eamon Kent, James Connolly, Joseph Plunkett.
Beware, beware of the thing that is coming, beware of the risen people who shall take what ye would not give. This was the warning of Patrick Pearse. Within a year of this warning, Pearse would be dead, executed for his part in a rising 106 years ago that set in motion a cataclysm of events that shaped Ireland today. That Easter week, the new armies of the Irish Republic set out to assert the birthright of every Irish man and woman, the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, a birthright that remains today. Occupying strategic positions across Dublin City, the rebel men and women under the leadership of Pearse and Connolly made the cry for freedom and proclaimed a republic for all. The Brits, as ever, replied to freedom in the only means they know how, through repression. 5 days of street fighting ensued as the rebels of Easter week defended the Republic through force of arms, their cries for freedom now echoing out the barrel of a gun, echoes that rang out not just across Dublin, but the world. As the walls of the GPO shook from cannon fire, so too did the foundations of Britain's colonial empire in Ireland. 2 weeks later, the final shots of the riding were fired. 15 leaders lay dead, with casement soon to follow. We die so that the Irish nation might live, said MacDermott, and as the bullets from the executioners pierced the leaders, and as life springs from death, that great Republican ideal for which they fought for that Easter week pierced the hearts and minds of the Irish nation. What came after was a rumbling of national conscience. A new dead generation had awakened, the children of the nation, and summoned to her flag, they began to strike for her freedom. 106 years on, we are yet to achieve the republic they sought. So every year on this date, we remember and rededicate ourselves to the commitment of that goal. We commemorate all those since then who have given their lives to its realisation, especially those who have paid with it. We acknowledge the sacrifices of all those still active in the fight for its achievement today. Who often leave their workplaces only to go home to begin their real jobs. Those who are prepared to lose everything so we may gain everything worth having. For what is the lesson of Easter week? It is the lesson that reigns throughout Irish history for Republicans, that the path to a 32-county socialist republic is laid not within the confines of constitutional nationalism. It doesn't lie within halls of British or West Brit parliaments. It is the lesson that we have always been closest to the republic, and our struggle is embedded within the working class communities wherein the socialist republic will be built, and with whose sole authority it will lie with. That socialist republic won't be built through fresh starts and new deals. It won't be forged through a border poll or federal arrangement. It won't be found in EU markets. You must never lose sight that the goal was never just a united Ireland, but a 32-county socialist republic. The realisation of the republic we seek, and the unity of Catholic, Protestant and dissenter through which it will be achieved, will not be won through miracle arguments of GDP growth, of public sector savings and access to European markets. It will be won through the issues that plague both Catholic, Protestant and dissenter, the issues that only a socialist republic can fully resolve. But the socialist republic can't just be something we promise, a vague aspiration for the future. It is the duty of all Republicans in the here and now to begin to build as best we can the projects that the socialist republic will complete and the welfare that it will ensure. 2020 has shown this to be possible. When COVID-19 struck our shores, socialist Republicans across Ireland organised to defend their communities, not just from the virus, but from capitalism. When the fragile free market failed to deliver, threatening starvation to thousands, it was Republicans who filled the gap. And those Republicans across Ireland, across the spectrum, organised to ensure the survival of their communities. And when the fascist snake slithered from its den and sought to use the pandemic for its revival, it was socialist Republicans who joined forces to drive them from our cities. We've shown time and time again that we can deliver for our class, that we can achieve a whole lot more with a whole lot less than the politicians who have all the resources of the state at their disposal. These tasks did not require state regulation or the consent of a British minister. All it required was the effort and the belief that we can do better, that we deserve better. It is along these foundations that we must build. We must build the Republic street by street, house by house. We must measure the confidence of our movement not with votes, but with the rallying of people to organise for each other. Our value will be measured not in the people's reliance upon us, but the reliance of people upon themselves. In the words of O'Glock Bobby Sands, there is that much to do that no small, select portion of people can do. Only the greater mass of the Irish nation will ensure the achievement of the Socialist Republic. And this can only be found through hard work and sacrifice. And it will be the sacrifice of us, the children who were born into so-called peace, peace we are told we must be grateful for, who know an absence of war but not violence, who don't know assassination but no suicide, whose violence is dealt not from British soldiers in khaki, but from British politicians in suits. 1 in 3 children in poverty. That will be the legacy of the revolutionaries turned statesmen. We will not make the same mistake. So to the rulers of Ireland, the landlords, the bosses, the politicians and the bureaucrats, we say, beware of the thing that is coming. Whilst bourgeois politicians may deliver their United Ireland, where your eviction notice is stamped with the harp and not the crown, it will be the revolutionary youth of this generation that will deliver the Republic. We shall take what ye would not give. We have been born into an unjust system. We will not be prepared to grow old in it. Join the fight for a Socialist Republic, friends. We only have the world to win.
It's again a bride.